Since when did you know you were a witch? Ethan asked as he walked hand in hand with Chloe inside the dungeon.
Since I was 12.
Chloe replied.
Do you remember the kidnapping incident a few years ago?
The one where you and a few of your friends were kidnapped when you were on a field trip?
Yes, that one.
Chloe stopped walking, which made Ethan look at her with concern.
I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky to be involved in that incident,
Chloe said, thinking back to what happened.
One moment we were laughing together, the next we were knocked unconscious by a spell. When we woke up, we were all tied up in a warehouse with dozens of other children who are around the same age as me. We tried to scream and call for help, but for some reason we couldn't make a sound. All of us had been silenced, and the only thing we could do was cry.
Chloe paused, looking down at the ground as if making sure her hands and feet were no longer tied with ropes. A minute later, she went on with her story.
While everyone, including me, were crying our hearts out, we heard loud explosions outside the warehouse. It was really chaotic back then. There was shouting, cursing, and explosions. Maybe because the fighting was so intense, a stray spell hit the warehouse, creating a spark that started a fire. Since we were tied up, there was nowhere we could go. Back then, I felt so sad I wouldn't get to see my parents again. I was so sad because I wouldn't get to see you again.
Chloe looked at Ethan, who was still holding her hand, and smiled faintly.
It's strange. Even though I should have been worrying about myself, the only thing on my mind was picturing my families and your sad faces. Maybe I was more afraid of that than dying.
Chloe then sighed as she looked down at the ground.
When the fire was about to get to us all, I felt something stir inside me.
Chloe then raised her wand and twirled it in front of her, creating a ball of flame which almost made Ethan jump back in shock. The fireball then opened up like a flower in full bloom, and from inside it, a little golden fox only about 6 inches tall appeared.
That is when I met Cone.
Chloe smiled as she lightly pet the gilded fox, which seemed to enjoy her petting.
She saved us from the flames and gave the wizards and witches enough time to save us all. That was how I discovered I was a witch.
Chloe then met Ethan's eyes as she asked him the question that was on her mind.
How about you? Since when did you know you were a wizard? Chloe asked. You were even chosen as one of the key standards. Did someone vouch for you?
Ethan couldn't help but scratch his head as he looked at his cousin, who was more like a childhood friend to him.
It's complicated,
Ethan replied.
I mean, do I even count as a wizard? I'm one of those duds, right? Yes, you are a dud, but that's fine.
Chloe smiled. She thought to herself that if he weren't a dud, they wouldn't be there together right then, so she guessed it was a good thing. Ethan didn't know what Chloe was thinking, because he was busy trying to come up with an excuse for how he ended up in Brynhildr Academy. For some reason, something was stopping him from telling the truth, which frustrated him. While he was busy thinking of what to say next, something moved in the corner of Chloe's eye, making her turn pale.
Watch out!
Chloe shouted, pushing Ethan towards the wall of the dungeon. Before Ethan could even figure out what just happened, a human-like creature with rotting flesh shot past him.
High flame strike!
Chloe stuttered as she quickly pointed her wand at the zombie that had suddenly appeared out of nowhere. A firebolt about the size of a tennis ball shot out of the tip of her wand and hit the ground about 3 feet away from the zombie. Chloe's hand was shaking, so she couldn't aim right. Clearly, she wasn't very good at casting spells to protect herself. The monster, not caring if she was a good shot or not, lunged at them with its mouth wide open. Luckily, Cone, the little gilded fox, was there. Chloe's guardian immediately spat a small firebolt at the zombie, hitting it in the chest and making it stumble back. The smell of burnt flesh filled the air. But the zombie didn't seem to notice the damage. Instead of showing any pain, it lunged at Chloe, making her scream. Ah! Just then, a pitchfork smashed against the side of the zombie's face, cutting its head clean off. Ethan didn't stop and quickly followed up with another hit. This time, he aimed for the zombie's chest, sending the creature flying back.
Is it dead?
Chloe asked, grabbing onto Ethan's robe and looking at the unmoving body on the ground. Instead of answering, Ethan stabbed the zombie's head on the ground next to his feet with his pitchfork, making it turn into tiny green lights. The zombie's body also disappeared, and Chloe sighed with relief.
There's a lot we need to talk about, but let's find the exit first,
Ethan said, looking down the dimly lit path in front of them.
Stay close to me. I'll protect you. Okay,
Chloe said, taking her hands off Ethan's robe. Her heart was pounding in her chest, and she didn't know if it was because of the zombie attack or because of how cool Ethan looked just then. Chloe thought to herself that it was her job to protect Ethan, not the other way around. She lightly patted her chest, trying to compose herself. Between the two of them, he was the one without magic. Clearly, she should be the one protecting him. She then gripped her wand tightly, as if it were a sword, ready to strike anything that blocked their path. Maybe because he sensed she'd calmed down, Ethan gave Chloe a reassuring look and laid out the plan for finding the exit.
That gilded fox of yours is named Cone, right?
Ethan asked.
Can you ask her to see if she can sense any monsters nearby?
No need to ask her,
Chloe replied.
I know she can.
Ethan nodded.
Okay then. Tell her to let us know if any monsters are close while we search for the exit. If we spot one, we'll try to sneak past it. If we can't, you hit it with your firebolt from far away. Once it gets close, I'll take it on. Just don't cast any spells when it's near me, or you might hit me by mistake. Okay?
Got it, Chloe said, nodding quickly to show Ethan she understood the plan perfectly.
Good.
Let's go, Ethan said, walking ahead of Chloe, gripping the pitchfork tightly. He dealt with wild animals like coyotes and foxes trying to sneak onto the farm to get their chickens and sheep plenty of times, so he was used to fighting with a pitchfork. Plus, his grandma Agnes had taught him a type of combat arts for using pitchforks, staves, and spears. Ethan couldn't count how many times he'd gotten beaten black and blue by Grandma Agnes, while she taught him to fight off wild animals attacking their farm. He felt thankful that all that training was finally paying off as he guarded Chloe, searching for the dungeon's exit. He really hoped they'd find the exit soon. This place was giving him the creeps. He didn't know it, but dozens of pairs of eyes were watching his every move. They all wanted to see what the only dud who joined this year could actually do. Among them, Professor Reinhardt was watching him closely, and he couldn't help but smile at Ethan's performance.